The first moments after you wake up are some of the most powerful moments of your entire day. Before you check your phone, before you listen to the news, before you think about your responsibilities, your mind is waiting for direction. Most people allow their circumstances to control their thoughts. They wake up already feeling overwhelmed by unfinished tasks, worried about problems they cannot solve immediately, or discouraged by yesterday's disappointments. Without realizing it, they hand over control of their mindset before the day has even begun. But if you want to create extraordinary results, you must understand that every great day starts with a great mindset. Your morning thoughts become the foundation upon which the rest of your day is built. If that foundation is filled with fear, doubt, and negativity, every challenge will seem bigger than it really is. Small setbacks will feel like major failures, and opportunities will often go unnoticed because your attention is focused on everything that could go wrong. On the other hand, when you intentionally fill your mind with gratitude, confidence, and purpose, you prepare yourself to face obstacles with strength instead of fear. You become someone who looks for solutions rather than excuses, possibilities rather than limitations. Gratitude is one of the simplest yet most powerful habits you can practice every morning. Instead of immediately thinking about what is missing in your life, take a moment to appreciate what you already have. Be thankful for another chance to improve, another opportunity to learn, another day to spend with the people you care about. Gratitude changes your emotional state because it shifts your focus away from lack and toward abundance. When your heart is full of appreciation, your mind becomes more open to creativity, hope, and determination. Confidence is another essential part of winning your morning. Confidence does not come from having a perfect life or knowing that everything will go according to plan. It comes from trusting yourself to handle whatever comes your way. Before you leave your home, remind yourself that you have overcome challenges before and that you possess the strength to overcome new ones. Speak words that build your belief instead of destroying it. Tell yourself that you are capable, resilient, disciplined, and ready to grow. The words you repeat daily become the beliefs you live by. Purpose gives direction to your energy. Without purpose, it is easy to become distracted by small problems or pulled in different directions throughout the day. When you wake up with a clear reason for your actions, every decision becomes more meaningful. Instead of reacting to whatever happens around you, you begin acting according to your values and goals. Purpose reminds you why your efforts matter, especially when motivation begins to fade. Winning your mind every morning is not about ignoring life's difficulties. Challenges will still appear, unexpected problems will still arise, and not every day will go exactly as planned. The difference is that you will face those moments with a stronger attitude and a clearer perspective. Rather than allowing negativity to control your emotions, you will respond with patience, determination, and belief. Your mindset becomes your greatest advantage because it influences every conversation you have, every choice you make, and every opportunity you pursue. The habits you practice during the first hour of your day gradually shape your character. Every morning you choose discipline over comfort, optimism over fear, and purpose over distraction. You strengthen the person you are becoming. Success is rarely the result of one dramatic moment. It is usually built through small, consistent decisions repeated day after day. Beginning with the moment you open your eyes and decide that your mind will work for you instead of against you positivity is one of the greatest strengths a person can develop because it changes not only the way you think, but also the way you experience life. Many people believe that positive thinking means pretending problems do not exist, but that is far from the truth. True positivity is the ability to acknowledge difficulties while believing that you have the power to overcome them. It is the decision to focus on possibilities instead of limitations, solutions instead of excuses, and growth instead of fear. Every single day presents a choice. You can allow negative thoughts to control your emotions, or you can intentionally direct your mind toward hope, confidence, and determination. Life will never be free from challenges. Unexpected setbacks, disappointments, criticism, and failures are part of everyone's journey. What separates successful people from those who remain stuck is not the absence of obstacles, but the attitude they bring to those obstacles. A negative mindset sees every challenge as proof that success is impossible. A positive mindset sees every challenge as an opportunity to learn, improve, and become stronger. The situation may be exactly the same, but the response creates completely different outcomes. Your mind is constantly interpreting everything that happens around you. If you train it to focus on what is wrong, it will always find reasons to complain. Every mistake will appear larger than it really is, and every problem will seem impossible to solve. Over time, negativity becomes a habit. You begin expecting disappointment before anything has even happened. You hesitate to take risks because you assume failure is waiting for you. This pattern slowly steals your confidence, your motivation, and your willingness to pursue your dreams. Choosing positivity interrupts that cycle. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? You begin asking, what can I learn from this? Instead of saying, I can't do this, you ask, how can I improve? These small changes in language create powerful changes in perspective. Your brain starts searching for answers instead of excuses. You become more creative, more resilient, and more prepared to face life's uncertainties. Every opportunity in life first appears as a possibility in your mind. If negativity dominates your thinking, you may overlook chances that could transform your future. Fear convinces you to stay comfortable. Doubt tells you that you are not qualified. Worry predicts failure before you even begin. Positivity challenges those thoughts by reminding you that every expert was once a beginner and every achievement started with a single courageous step. It encourages you to act even when success is not guaranteed because growth is always found outside your comfort zone. The people around you also influence your mindset. Spend enough time with individuals who constantly complain, criticize, and expect the worst, and eventually their attitude begins to shape your own thinking. On the other hand, surrounding yourself with optimistic, disciplined, and encouraging people raises your standards. Their belief becomes contagious. Their determination reminds you of your own potential. This is why protecting your environment is essential if you want to maintain a positive outlook. Positivity also transforms the way you communicate with others. When you approach conversations with kindness, patience, and encouragement, you build stronger relationships. People naturally trust those who bring hope instead of fear. They enjoy being around those who inspire confidence rather than spread negativity. Your attitude becomes something that influences everyone you meet, whether you realize it or not. There will be mornings when positivity feels difficult. There will be days when circumstances test your patience and moments when disappointment tempts you to give up. During those times, remember that positivity is not an emotion you wait to feel. It is a decision you make repeatedly. Every time you choose gratitude over complaints, faith over fear, and action over hesitation, you strengthen your character. Those choices may seem small in the moment, but over weeks, months, and years, they shape your habits, your reputation, and your future. The quality of your life is greatly influenced by the quality of your thoughts, and when you consistently choose positivity over negativity, you give yourself the greatest possible chance to recognize opportunities, overcome adversity, and move forward with unwavering belief. Every person carries on a conversation inside their mind every single day. Long before you speak to anyone else, your inner voice is already shaping your emotions, your confidence, and your decisions. It whispers opinions about your abilities, your future, and your worth. The question is not whether you have an inner voice. The real question is whether that voice is helping you grow or holding you back. Many people lose opportunities not because they lack talent, intelligence, or determination, but because they allow negative self-talk to become stronger than their dreams. They begin to believe the lies they repeatedly tell themselves, and those beliefs quietly determine the direction of their lives. Self-doubt rarely appears all at once. It begins with small thoughts. Maybe I'm not good enough. What if I fail? Someone else could do this better than I can. These thoughts may seem harmless at first, but when they are repeated day after day, they become beliefs. Those beliefs influence your actions. You hesitate when you should act. You remain silent when you should speak. You settle for less when you are capable of achieving far more. Your life starts shrinking not because your potential has disappeared, but because your mindset has placed limits on what you believe is possible. The most successful people are not those who never experience fear or uncertainty. They simply refuse to let those emotions make their decisions. They understand that confidence is built through action, not through waiting for perfect conditions. Every time they hear a doubtful thought, they choose to respond with a stronger belief. Instead of saying, I can't handle this, they remind themselves, I will find a way. Instead of focusing on what might go wrong, they concentrate on what they can do right now. This shift transforms fear into momentum and hesitation into progress. Your mind believes what you repeatedly tell it. If your inner voice constantly repeats negative messages, your brain begins accepting them as facts. Over time, you stop questioning those beliefs because they become familiar. That is why it is essential to replace destructive thoughts with empowering ones. Speak to yourself with the same encouragement you would offer someone you deeply care about. Remind yourself that mistakes are part of learning, that setbacks are temporary, and that every challenge gives you another opportunity to grow stronger. Empowering beliefs create resilience because they change the way you interpret difficult moments. When failure happens, a negative inner voice says, this proves you're not capable. An empowering inner voice says, this is feedback. Learn from it and keep moving. The event itself has not changed, but your interpretation has. One mindset leads to giving up, while the other leads to improvement. This ability to control your interpretation becomes one of your greatest strengths because life will always present obstacles, but your response determines whether those obstacles become barriers or stepping stones. Your inner voice also shapes your habits. When you believe you are disciplined, you begin acting with discipline. When you believe you are capable of learning, you become more willing to face difficult tasks. When you believe that growth is possible, you stop avoiding challenges and start embracing them. Your actions begin to align with the identity you have created in your mind. This is why changing your beliefs often changes your behavior long before your results become visible. Every morning offers an opportunity to strengthen your inner voice. Before the world tells you who you should be, remind yourself who you choose to become. Fill your mind with thoughts of courage, determination, gratitude, and purpose. Refuse to allow temporary emotions to define permanent beliefs. Your circumstances may change from day to day, but your commitment to believing in yourself should remain constant. When your inner voice becomes your greatest supporter instead of your harshest critic, you develop the confidence to take risks, the resilience to recover from setbacks, and the determination to continue moving forward regardless of how difficult the journey becomes. Every great success story begins with obstacles that seemed impossible to overcome. The difference between those who achieve extraordinary results and those who give up is not the absence of problems, but the way they respond to them. Challenges are not signs that you are on the wrong path. More often, they are proof that you are moving towards something meaningful. Every obstacle has the potential to become an opportunity if you are willing to change the way you look at it. Instead of asking why something difficult is happening, ask what this experience is trying to teach you. That single shift in perspective can transform frustration into growth and disappointment into determination. Life has a way of testing every dream before allowing it to become reality. There will be moments when your plans fall apart, when people disappoint you, when opportunities disappear, and when your confidence is shaken. During those moments, it is easy to believe that everything is working against you. However, many of the world's greatest achievements were built after failure, rejection, and setbacks. Those difficult moments became the foundation upon which future success was created. What looked like a defeat in the moment later became the reason they developed the strength, wisdom, and resilience necessary to reach their goals. Obstacles reveal your true character. When everything is easy, anyone can remain positive and motivated. Real character is revealed when life becomes uncomfortable. Do you continue moving forward when progress is slow? Do you remain focused when distractions surround you? Do you keep believing in your vision when no one else understands it? These are the moments that shape who you become. Every challenge asks a simple question. Will you allow this situation to define you, or will you use it to develop into someone stronger? Failure is often misunderstood. Many people see it as the end of the journey, when in reality it is one of the greatest teachers you will ever have. Every mistake provides information. Every setback reveals something that needs improvement. Every disappointment offers a lesson that success could never teach. If you are willing to learn instead of complain, failure becomes one of your greatest advantages. It teaches patience, humility, discipline, and perseverance. These qualities cannot be purchased or inherited. They are earned through experience. The way you speak during difficult times also determines how quickly you recover. If you constantly say, "This is impossible," your mind stops searching for solutions. If you say, "There must be a way through this," your brain begins looking for opportunities you may have overlooked. Your words influence your attitude, and your attitude influences your actions. Positive thinking does not remove obstacles, but it gives you the strength and creativity to overcome them. Every obstacle forces you to grow beyond your current limits. If life never challenged you, you would never discover how capable you truly are. Pressure develops strength, just as resistance develops muscle. Difficult seasons stretch your patience, sharpen your problem-solving skills, and increase your confidence because each challenge you overcome becomes evidence that you can handle even greater responsibilities. Looking back on your life, you will often realize that the moments you wanted to avoid were the very moments that prepared you for your greatest opportunities. Sometimes obstacles redirect your path instead of blocking it. A closed door may lead you toward an opportunity you never considered. A failed plan may reveal a better strategy. A disappointment may introduce you to new people, new ideas, or a completely different direction that ultimately serves your purpose more effectively. What feels like a delay today may actually be preparation for something much greater tomorrow. People who succeed consistently understand that obstacles are temporary, but the lessons they provide are permanent. They refuse to waste energy complaining about circumstances they cannot control. Instead, they focus on controlling their attitude, their effort, and their response. They adapt when necessary, learn from every experience, and continue moving forward regardless of how difficult the journey becomes. They understand that every challenge carries a hidden opportunity to become wiser, stronger, more disciplined, and more prepared for the success waiting on the other side of adversity. The quality of your life is greatly influenced by the environment you choose to live in every single day. Your surroundings are constantly shaping your thoughts, your emotions, your habits, and your expectations, whether you realize it or not. Every conversation you have, every piece of content you consume, and every person you spend time with leaves an impression on your mind. If you are surrounded by negativity, criticism, and constant complaints, it becomes much harder to stay motivated and focused on your goals. On the other hand, when you intentionally create an environment filled with encouragement, discipline, optimism, and growth, you naturally begin to think bigger, act with greater confidence, and believe more deeply in your own potential. Your energy is one of your most valuable resources. Unlike money or possessions, once your energy is drained, your ability to think clearly, make good decisions, and take meaningful action begins to decline. That is why protecting your energy should become a daily priority. Many people spend hours worrying about things they cannot control, engaging in unnecessary arguments, or allowing the opinions of others to consume their attention. They end each day feeling exhausted, not because they worked hard, but because they invested their emotional energy in situations that added no value to their lives. The people closest to you have an enormous influence on your mindset. If you are surrounded by individuals who constantly doubt themselves, criticize others, and focus only on problems, their attitude will eventually affect your own thinking. Negativity spreads quietly. It starts as a conversation, becomes a habit, and eventually shapes expectations. You may begin limiting yourself simply because everyone around you believes certain goals are impossible. That is why choosing your circle wisely is one of the most important decisions you can make. Spend time with people who encourage growth, celebrate progress, challenge you to improve, and remind you of your potential when you begin to doubt yourself. Protecting your environment also means being careful about what enters your mind. Every book you read, every podcast you listen to, every video you watch, and every message you repeatedly hear contributes to your beliefs. If your daily routine is filled with fear, anger, and endless distractions, your mind becomes cluttered. It becomes difficult to focus on your purpose because your attention is constantly being pulled in different directions. Instead, feed your mind with ideas that strengthen your confidence, increase your knowledge, and inspire meaningful action. What you consume mentally is just as important as what you consume physically. There will always be people who misunderstand your vision or question your ambitions. Not everyone will support your goals, and that is perfectly normal. You cannot allow every opinion to become a permanent part of your thinking. Learn to listen with wisdom while protecting your confidence. Accept constructive advice that helps you improve, but do not allow unnecessary criticism to destroy your belief in what is possible. Your future should never be determined by the limited expectations of someone who has never walked your path. Your physical environment matters as well. A cluttered workspace often creates a cluttered mind. A disorganized routine can lead to scattered thinking and wasted time. Creating an organized, peaceful, and intentional space allows you to think more clearly and work more effectively. Small changes such as beginning your morning without unnecessary distractions, keeping your workspace clean, or setting aside quiet moments for reflection can dramatically improve your focus and emotional balance. Protecting your energy also requires learning the power of saying no. You cannot be available for every request, every invitation, or every distraction if you are committed to achieving meaningful goals. Every time you say yes to something that does not align with your purpose, you may be saying no to something that truly matters. Discipline is not only about what you choose to do, it is also about what you choose to avoid. Guard your time, your attention, and your emotional well-being with the same determination that you protect your biggest dreams. When you intentionally surround yourself with positive influences, inspiring conversations, disciplined habits, and people who encourage excellence, your mindset begins to rise to the level of your environment. Your confidence grows stronger, your vision becomes clearer, your motivation lasts longer, and your daily actions begin reflecting the person you are committed to becoming. Success is rarely achieved in isolation. It is nurtured by an environment that consistently supports growth, resilience, and the belief that greater things are always possible. Positivity is not something you practice only when life is easy. It is not a habit reserved for the days when everything goes according to plan or when success comes effortlessly. Real positivity is revealed during difficult moments when your patience is tested, your confidence is shaken, and your goals seem farther away than ever before. Anyone can smile when life is comfortable, but it takes strength, discipline, and character to remain hopeful when facing uncertainty. That is why positivity must become a daily practice rather than an occasional emotion. It is a decision you make every morning and continue making throughout the day, regardless of the circumstances surrounding you. Every day presents countless opportunities to choose your attitude. The moment you wake up, your mind begins processing thoughts that will influence your emotions and actions. You can begin your morning by focusing on everything that is missing, everything that went wrong yesterday, and every challenge waiting ahead. Or you can choose a different path. You can focus on the opportunities before you, the lessons you have learned, and the strength you already possess. This simple decision shapes the direction of your entire day because your thoughts influence your emotions influence your actions, and your actions determine your results. Faith plays a powerful role in maintaining positivity. Faith is not about knowing exactly how everything will work out. It is believing that your effort has purpose even when the outcome is uncertain. There will be moments when you cannot see immediate progress. You may work hard without receiving recognition, make sacrifices without seeing instant rewards, or face setbacks despite giving your best effort. During those moments, faith keeps you moving forward. It reminds you that meaningful success is often built long before visible results appear. Every consistent effort, every disciplined action, and every lesson learned is preparing you for opportunities that have not yet arrived. Gratitude strengthens positivity because it trains your mind to recognize blessings instead of limitations. Many people delay happiness until they achieve a specific goal, earn more money, or reach a certain level of success. They believe fulfillment exists somewhere in the future. But gratitude teaches you to appreciate the present while still striving for a better tomorrow. It reminds you to value your health, your experiences, your relationships, and every opportunity to improve. When you appreciate what you already have, you create a mindset of abundance instead of scarcity. This outlook gives you emotional strength during challenging seasons because you recognize that your life still contains countless reasons for hope. Action is what transforms positive thinking into meaningful results. Simply believing in yourself is not enough if your beliefs are never followed by consistent effort. Positivity should inspire movement. Every day you have the opportunity to take one more step toward your goals, no matter how small that step may seem. Progress is often created through ordinary actions repeated consistently over time. Reading a few pages, learning a new skill, making one important phone call, improving your health, or completing one meaningful task may not seem extraordinary today, but those small actions accumulate into remarkable achievements over weeks, months, and years. Fear will always try to compete for your attention. It whispers that you should wait for perfect conditions, avoid taking risks, or settle for less than you truly desire. Excuses offer temporary comfort by convincing you that tomorrow will be a better time to begin. However, every excuse delays your growth, while every courageous action strengthens your confidence. Confidence is built through doing, not through waiting. The more often you choose action despite uncertainty, the more resilient and capable you become. Practicing positivity also means accepting that not every day will feel inspiring. Some mornings you will wake up full of energy, while other days you may feel discouraged or overwhelmed. The key is understanding that your commitment should not depend on your emotions. Discipline allows you to choose hope even when motivation fades. Gratitude allows you to find blessings even when challenges appear. Faith allows you to continue believing even when results are delayed. Action allows you to keep moving even when progress seems slow. Over time, these daily choices become habits, and those habits shape your character. People who consistently choose faith over fear, gratitude over complaints, and action over excuses gradually develop a mindset that remains strong through every season of life. They become individuals who inspire others through their resilience, maintain hope during adversity, and continue moving forward with confidence because they understand that positivity is not a destination to reach, but a way of living that transforms every decision, every challenge, and every opportunity into another step toward becoming the very best version of themselves.